Oh well. Hi everyone, I'm Jess from All Mystic No Meg and welcome to my first ever Instagram TV. So I recently did a Q&A with Tara at This Outfit Cost and we spoke a lot about the law of attraction, what it means to me, where I look for my resources, where I have looked in the past when I didn't know as much, and techniques that I do every single day basically, or if not when I need to, when I feel called to lift my vibrations. I'd highly recommend you go and have a look at that if you haven't seen it. And I basically just wanted to cover some more details about resources today, and I'm going to talk in depth about my 3 favourite books for the law of attraction and just like spiritual mindful living in general. Now the reason why I've picked these specific 3 books is because one of them is my back to basics and more modernised back to basics rather than like The Secret, so I think it's more easy reading for anyone who's looking to learn about it now. The second book I've picked is a book where I literally read it every day. I just flick it open, read a page or 2 every day, and it really sets my day in like a good tone. And the third book is a really inspiring book for people that are wanting to be taking charge of their life, like grabbing the power over their future, their success. It's really inspiring and motivating, like productivity wise. It's more of a productive law of attraction based book, so that's why that one's included as well. This video is for all sorts of law of attraction believers, in the sense that their books are very basic and very readable. I can struggle sometimes with, books like The Power of Now, the ones that are very intense and filled with so much information and so much knowledge, but I struggle to focus on the long words and like the really like in-depth conversation in there. So the books I've picked are for like anyone, which is why I've picked them. So I hope you enjoy. I'll just get into it now because I'm gonna run out of time. So the first one I've got is Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. This is the one I was talking about when I said it's more easy reading, modernised law of attraction rather than the traditional books like The Secret and Abraham Hicks, like those kind of people. But just for those that are trying to get down to the law of attraction but maybe don't want to sit through all of the mystical part, maybe they're a little bit skeptical, I would say this is the book for you. It goes into a lot of detail about the law of vibration, which I think is really interesting because I think it does that more so than like books like The Secret, from my experience with reading the ones I have. And it also talks about things like who you're surrounding yourself with, how to transform negative emotions. At the end of the book, it talks a lot about actually productive ways to achieve your goals as well, which I think is really important. I also found it inspiring when I say being modernised. It includes examples such as like J. Cole and more of today's people who are succeeding with the law of attraction, which I think is very helpful in convincing us and enabling us to be more believing in this topic, because it's people that we can see succeeding today, tomorrow, last week. We're not trying to imagine their success because we're experiencing it, we're listening, we're watching their success, we're using their success. So that would be the number 1 book if you wanted to learn about the law of attraction that I would suggest. Now the second book is called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. Now literally look at the state of that book. I take it everywhere. I am the kind of person to take 5 books in my bag just because I'm not sure what I'll be feeling when it actually gets to my lunch break. You can't stop me. So this book is my go-to every single day. Like, I'm using it to check myself when I think I need to adjust my mindset, when I'm being maybe more negative or judgmental or comparing myself to others. I think it's one of those books where I wish everyone would read it because I think there'd be a lot less conflict. One of the chapters is ask yourself the question, will this matter a year from now? When you approach your problems with that kind of viewpoint, you realise that a lot of the things you're worrying about don't actually matter, and not in a way of discrediting your feelings. You'll know when something is important to you or not. But a lot of the time I find myself getting stressed out about, being late for work or eating one unhealthy meal or something like that. Like, it really puts it into perspective when you're asking yourself questions like, in a year from now, I'm even going to remember that I was worrying about this. The second one that I'd like to just point out, understand separate realities. When we expect to see things differently and when we take it as a given that others will do things differently and react differently to the same stimuli, the compassion we have for ourselves and for others rises dramatically. I think that's really interesting when we're talking with others, when we're having debates, and I just think when it's especially with the small stuff, it really makes you open your eyes to other people's opinions and life experiences that create those. Now, the final book is You Are a Badass by, she's Italian, so I'd assume that the surname is pronounced Sincero, but correct me if I'm wrong. This book is the reason why this account exists, so you can thank this woman for that, because it's honestly changed my life. I feel like this book kind of had, like the universe was like nudging me towards it for quite a while. I could go into a shop and it'd be there on the shelf and I'd be like, oh, should I? Not today. And then eventually I did, and it was like it was the perfect time. I think the reason why I like it is it's very, very practical. It's kind of kicking you into gear, like kicking you into action. It's the stern voice that you need. I'm currently reading the You Are a Badass at Making Money, and I'm loving that. I'm not too much of the way through it, so I didn't want to mention it in today's video, but it's really kickstarted me back into it. I feel like I was slacking a bit, and that's one thing with this book, is whenever I feel myself slacking, whenever I feel like giving up a bit, like, oh, I can do it tomorrow, or what's the point, oh, is anyone even reading it, is anyone even watching it, I read this, or I just read a couple pages and I'm like, Jess, get back up off your bed and go and do something, because you know it will pay off. And I think everyone needs a book like this in their life, because it really does scream at you that everyone has the potential to be successful, and she's right, and everyone should be. There's enough to go round, there's plenty to go round. So if you're the kind of person that's got a few ideas simmering there and you're not sure if you should go for it, you're a bit scared, my advice would be to read this book and to do it, because like I said in the Q&A, in a year's time, would you rather have 12 months of experience of doing whatever it is you're choosing to do, or would you rather have 12 months of what if I did that, what if should I, oh look, it's been a year, if you know what I mean. Also, I just wanted to say, there's a part in this book that says, remember that done is better than perfect. Just get the damn website up already, or send out the email, or make the sales call, or book the gig even though you're not really totally ready yet. Nobody else will care or probably even notice that everything isn't 100% perfect, and nothing ever even is 100% perfect, so you may as well start now. That was my inspiration for just getting it done, and even inspiration for this video. I know that it's probably not the perfect lighting, it's filmed on my phone, but if I'm honest, this is like the 4th video I've filmed, and it's the first one I felt comfortable with talking about. So I felt inspired at 8 PM and the sun's gone in, so here's the video. So that's the last one, and I think you should go and read it, and I think you should go and read them all. Also, something that I would ask you to do if you do choose to buy any of these books is to try your best to use your money in a conscious manner. So if you can do a book swap or contact someone that has a copy and can lend you that, then please do that. Or maybe buy off a website like World of Books or somewhere that sells used books, because you know, it's the same information between the front cover and the back cover, regardless if someone's read it before you or not. If you can either pass on a book that you know would inspire someone else, please do that. Maybe we can start a little train going. Or if you can just buy somewhere where it's a pre-loved book, then I think that would be a really great thing to do, and it's a little bit more conscious, and even that's raising your vibrations because you're giving out more love to the world around you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you did. And please let me know if you do read any of the books, or if you have read the books. You know, I'd love to have conversations about these, and I'd love to see if they have influenced other people's lives like they have mine. Just doing that, you know, that thing that you do.